Tokyo is a city that never really stops moving. Millions of people, millions of stories, all stacked on top of each other in one of the most efficient, complex cities on earth. I've spent years working in real estate here in the United States, where we talk a lot about appreciation, equity, and long-term value. But here in Japan, the conversation shifts. Land matters more than structure. New isn't always better. And the process itself reflects on how people live, plan, and think about the future. That's what brought me here. This is changing lives. And right now I'm on my way to sit down with Kenji Kubo of Plaza Homes in Tokyo to better understand how real estate works here, especially for those looking in from the outside. Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Alston with Keller Williams, Oak and Ocean in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I am here with Kenji in Japan, Tokyo, Japan. And Kenji, if you could please introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenji Kubo from Plaza Homes, estate agency in Tokyo. I've been in this industry over 20 years. I've been in this company since 2011.
Perfect. Thank you for that. What got you started in real estate? Like you've been doing real estate here for 20 years. What made you want to pursue this career?
Because I like residential properties. So I would like our customers to get the happy residential properties. So I try my best and to find out the best property for them. That's my goal.
Perfect. If I'm correct, do you work with foreign clients or mostly people that reside here?
I think we target both. We mainly targeting foreigners, but they categorize as foreigners or residing, because in Japan also foreigners living here. So yeah, I would say mainly foreigners, but they are both from abroad or residing here in Japan.
Perfect. If there was I guess if you could say the top maybe 2 or 3 foreigners that move to Japan or purchase investment property in Japan, where would they be?
They are mainly purpose for their main second home. They like Japan to enjoy the scenery and food, so they like to have property to stay for temporary. So mainly could be second home. Some of them are investment purpose.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you for that. What's popular here? Is it condos, apartment style? Are they homes, new construction? If it's around, what's typically do you sell the most here?
We mostly deal with second-hand apartment type. That is more maybe luxury and easy to maintain. And then there's some land and detached homes as well we can deal with.
Okay. Perfect. Any challenges that's unique here when it comes to, say, someone like me purchasing property? Is there any kind of unique challenges that an American would go through when it comes to purchasing here?
I think more in Japan, I think in the US, for example, you have many photographs for the property, for each property. So I think the clients can, judgment without physical viewing, mostly. Whereas in Japan, mostly, especially owner-occupied properties, we don't have enough photographs. So that means we propose them to, physically come to here to view the property. Possibly, remote viewing arranged, and they can judgment without physical viewing. But mostly they, physically come and view. Yeah, and also, of course, still we have Japanese language matters. Yeah, as a multilingual agent, we try to help the translate. But the majority of, legally documentations are in Japanese, so that may be a bit difficulty, but we try my best to help the translation.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know that, by the way. I didn't know that it's because you're right. In the States, we have a bunch of pictures of each property. Typically, we're trying to sell the customer or the client before they even see the property in person. And then here it's the other way around. It's come look at this property and tell me if it fits your needs. Speaking of which, what is important to the average consumer when it comes to purchasing property here? I know that being close to a train station is pretty important. What else is important when it comes to purchasing for people?
Yeah, maybe as I said, proximity to the station, very important, and also type of building, apartment or detached home, because of material is different. Obviously, condominium very solid, RC concrete structure. So because we have frequent earthquake country, so newer building is more, I think, preferable, more durable for the earthquake.
I think I felt an earthquake because the earthquakes are frequent here, but it's not big, right? Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally, as you know, if we look back to 2 years ago, we have a big earthquake, and also 2011, obviously, a big one in Fukushima, north side of Japan.
Gotcha. When it comes to newer properties, how often is there like new detached single family homes or new, let's say, apartments or new condominiums? Like how often do you see new here?
New development?
Yeah, new developments. Yes, sir.
Yeah, since we are mainly dealing with, second-hand properties, and the new one is mainly developed and sold by a developer directly. But if depending on the area, if you look at the central area, actually very few newer supply because of lack of land and shortage of
Sure.
nice position of area.
Gotcha. How often are like buildings destroyed in order to build something new? Does that happen often, or is it very rare?
It's actually happened quite frequently, especially developer find this land is very potential, even very solid office building there, still usable. They think there is more development opportunity. They do that. That is happening in even this area, central area, and they try to expand the development area and then more like a nicer, attractive location.
Perfect. Appreciate that. I know that you're here in Tokyo. I'm assuming that there are also agents with the company that work around Japan, correct? When it comes to property, let's say here, let's say, what will be the average cost of like an apartment here in this area?
Let's say within 10 years, building age, like a high-rise apartment, let's say 40 square meter, 50 square meter, one bedroom type, at least 150 million towards 200. This is in this central area, maybe closer to the station. That's maybe general market. Maybe for family type, maybe at least 300, 400 towards 500.
Okay.
Depending on the quality the customer are looking for.
Thank you. Now, I know you're not a lender, but I'm sure you work with plenty of them. How easy is it for a foreigner to get a mortgage for a property here in Japan?
Let's say this is depending upon the status of the foreigners. As I said, as I mentioned earlier, like foreigners residing here in Japan, working here, tax payment record here, they are able to get mortgage very similar to Japanese. Whereas like foreigners without permanent residency, no visa, no residency, I would say it's not impossible, but I would say it's quite difficult. There are some lenders, they tend to, assessment term is longer, and LTV, the loan to value ratios are a bit lower, so that they need to be able to prepare more their fund. So the longer assessment terms mean when you find the right one and you make an offer, but you may miss it because in order to convince the seller, we need a pre-approval from the lenders, which may be taking time for non-resident borrowers.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does. And you mentioned visa. Are we talking when you have a primary visa? Like, tell me more about that.
As far as I know, the visa is more like people officially working here and then residing here. And then the certain type of visa, let's say up to 5 years, renewable, that can be issued. And then they are allowed to be kind of residents to get a registered address and get open a bank account. That's the kind of visa, my understanding.
Got it. So vaguely, it doesn't have to be specific. Excuse me. Let's say if I want to purchase property here, I would need to get a visa, like 5 years. I need to live here 5 years in order to purchase. Is that correct? Got you. And then I've also heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, let's say if you marry into, marry a Japanese person, you can also purchase property because it would be a residence that, a visa, something special. So explain that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, you are right.
Yeah.
And we have a spouse visa. Spouse we have, but lenders more focusing upon this person. Even he marries to the Japanese, but for example, he or herself to have ability to borrow money. So in other words, he or she works here and she has an income in Japan and tax payment record in Japan, a certain period for working employee. That is a general requirements for the lenders.
Okay. Thank you for that. Do you think that there's a cultural mindset in Japan that influence people to approach housing? So to ask in another question, let's say when it comes to buying versus renting, do you see more people renting or do you see more people buying here?
That's a good question. This is totally depending on their preference and kind of eligibility to mortgage and their flexibilities. Some people, they like the like a tax benefit. As you know, in Japan, once you get housing loan, there are certain like housing loan benefit tax return. So some workers, couples, who both working, they borrowed loan individually so that they can get tax benefit individually. So these are kind of group of purchasers. Yeah, more people, as after pandemic, we work more flexibly.
Right.
So people work at home, maybe people workation, work a bit far away from the office. So they prefer kind of flexibility to not stick to the one place.
Right.
So those people may be preferable to have renting rather than purchasing.
You mentioned the pandemic. So in the States, after the pandemic, so let's just say late 2020 and beyond, in our area and in a lot of other areas, prices have skyrocketed when it came to purchasing homes, purchasing condos or apartments. How has the market been after the pandemic for you?
Obviously, I was here during the pandemic. I originally expected, it was market is going down, but actually it's not. People, buying because of lower interest rate in Japan. People still want to secure the place to stay there. Maybe people more, looking for a little bit one additional bedroom, maybe 2-bedroom plus kind of study for working at home. So that's the kind of tendency 2020, 2021. I come across sometime, that those period of development, some extra rooms and extra like washing area. So that's the kind of knowledge we experienced in the pandemic.
Perfect. Thank you. If you can speak on this is great. If not, it's okay. What I've learned when it comes to families purchasing property here, a lot of them may have like generational families. So they may have their parents and their grandparents with them. Is that a thing here?
You mean people living together with
Yes.
parents? Yes, there are some examples. But I think personally, compared with, let's say, 20, 30 years ago, that tendency a little bit different. Because people more like individually admire themselves.
Right.
Less children, maybe family structure, maybe slightly different from compared with 30 years ago. So people more, people live longer. Parents still, enjoying themselves. So more they found at their convenient location. They live by themselves.
Okay.
But there are some of them are living together within we say the double dwellings.
Yeah, like duplexes. Yeah. Or in-law suites as we call them. Yes. No, thank you for that. That's always been on my mind for so many years, and I never had anybody to ask. So I really appreciate that. Any growing trends? So anything that is, like, so for example, in the States, we we have like agreeable gray. It is just a trend of paint that people really love, looks very modern. The trend may never fade, who knows? But are there any trends when it comes to people purchasing properties that they look for in Japan, whether it's like maybe appliances, extra room, colors, things like that?
I think this gonna be maybe slight change, but normally basically the same. People prefer lighting, brightness from windows, and relatively bigger living space because people think that the bedrooms just for sleep,
Right.
and maybe less corridor area. We just need a living big space for relax. So brightness and spacious for the living room. Ideally, if the apartment maybe a bit low, higher floors to be able to get the lighting and some view.
Right.
That's a general, I think, unchangeable requirements, I suppose.
I've heard that because you just mentioned the bedroom is primarily for sleep. So the most important parts is like the living space, or the living room, I should say. How important is the kitchen?
Kitchen is also important. But current design layout tend to be more like open kitchen. That means living and the kitchen is a kind of combined. So large living, dining, kitchen. So people, especially this is domestic Japanese family, they prefer during the cooking and looking at the living space, still commuting with family. So more newer properties layout, the kitchen, and you can see the living and the family. That's the layout is getting common.
Gotcha. So like an open layout.
Yeah, open layout.
Yeah.
That's right.
Perfect. My next question for you is, how often do you see, more on the real estate side, like as a real estate agent, how often do you see foreigners becoming real estate agents in Japan?
Oh, people become agent, estate agent.
Mm.
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of work. I mean, I'm sure you need to be fluent in Japanese,
okay.
and read and be able to read the text, kanji. Do you ever see foreign real estate agents here in Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. And would it be safe to say they're fluent in Japanese too?
I would say yes, but obviously some of them not. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Just wrapping things up, what is the current market in this area for real estate?
It's very high, especially we are in Minatoku, central Tokyo area. We have many recent development called, for example, Azabudai Hills, and another one is coming nearby. New condominium, especially in this area, is very expensive. So that leading to surrounding areas prices going up. That's the current market.
Are there more buyers than sellers? Are there more people selling but not enough buying? Or is it pretty equal right now with buyers and sellers?
It depends on the area, and if you look at more specifically in the building, some high-rise, very popular, like symbolic properties in this area, I would say like a seller's market. People want to buy, but more less supply in this market. So it depends. But in general, price is still kind of going up. So that means maybe I would say seller side market.
Perfect. Thank you. To end this off, what would you like to tell Americans, people that live in the US? Like, what would be one important thing you can let them know about the real estate market here in Japan?
Yeah, I think the location-wise are quite important. Obviously, as I repeated, in this central area, if you look at in this like Tokyo Tower in this area, I would say very high. Maybe less than that compared with other, major countries. But in terms of Tokyo area, central area is quite high. But we have a kind of secondary, primary areas, very easy access to central Tokyo. So I was more propose that area, which is very still attractive. So people, some foreigners already aware of those areas, and they try to invest in those area. So central area, secondary, primary areas, you could also consider. Maybe resort properties as well. Still, if you have a car and you get very easy access to central, maybe 1.5, 2 hours drive, you have very nice scenery in Japan. So you can, of course, central areas are attractive, but you can also focusing upon and consider other areas as well, so that you have more options. More areas and properties in Japan.
Perfect. Thank you. You actually gave me 2 great questions to ask you, if you don't mind. So I'm currently staying in Ebina. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm over in Ebina. So the train ride was maybe about an hour, 30 hour, 40 minutes, not considering all the traffic in the morning. Say if someone works here in this location, is it normal for people to have let's say up to a 2-hour commute on the trains or by car to go to work every day?
I would say 2 hours, so total 4 hours, right? 2 hours, 2 hours? No, 1 hour, 1 hour.
I would say like 1 hour.
Well, okay. I think 1 hour, total 2 hours. Yeah, I think still common. Okay. For, like maybe in general.
Yeah, it was common for me to just come over here. And I'm sure the further you are, let's say from Tokyo, like on the outskirts of the Tokyo area, the more affordable property is.
That's right.
Yep. Okay.
But Ebina is very, it's a rapid station, rapid
Rapid transit.
and it's easy connection to Yokohama and some
Yokohama, Machida. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
it's good commute to Central.
Cool. I know you did mention that a lot of foreigners buy second homes. There's a lot of second home properties. Do you find a lot of people buying second properties for, let's say, short-term rental, like Airbnb, VRBOs?
There are, of course, there are some those investors who are focusing upon short term. But if you're focusing upon Airbnb, like a short term, we have a lot of restrictions in terms of area wise structure. Yeah, very local regulation you need to check. So we do have other option for a short term, for example, like monthly rental. It's longer than the Airbnb Minpaku. That is more, maybe slightly less regulations. So these markets, monthly, I would say short midterm rental market is getting expanding right now. So people buy second home, for example, for foreigners. But actually they come to stay maybe total after 3 months in a year. So the rest of months are, maybe you can rent it out for monthly. That's maybe an option.
Okay. And our market is much like that. We have certain areas where you can have short-term rentals, like nightly rentals. And then there's the majority of places where you can only do less than a month. And then there's just some places where you can't do it at all. They just want either primary, or if it's secondary, you're not renting it out unless it's maybe like less than 6 months to a year. So long-term rentals. So completely understand that. Other than that, I do want to give you the mic. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to be able to answer them.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, you are from the US. So are there many properties? Are there many people from the US interested in purchasing in Japanese real estate?
Absolutely. I've talked to quite a few, and what I ran into is that there's really no direction, so, over in the US, obviously you can call up a real estate agent. We have websites where you can look at vast amount of properties, but over here is very different. So even for me, like, let's say being connected with you, I reached out to a lot of people. So I'm very fortunate and grateful for us to be having this conversation. But it also kind of goes into how it might be a little bit difficult for a foreigner to be able to understand and have that interest in purchasing over here. So what my goal is really just to not only educate people in my area, but just all over the US that is, that really loves the area. They love the cities, they love the mountains, they love the culture, and they have that idea. So I really want to be able to help them and spark that idea to see if there is something that could happen for them. And then it'll be people like you that will be able to change their life. That's really what my goal is. But yes, I really do get a lot of people that do ask, like, how do I purchase over there?
Thank you.
You're welcome. What other questions do you have for me?
I think that's all. Are you? Yeah, maybe personal question. Maybe you are staying in Ebino, or you just temporarily staying?
So I'm temporary.
Oh, okay.
So my first visit in Japan was actually in 2022. And I actually wanted to do something like this, but the borders only opened up for tourism if you're on a tour. So I went up and down Japan for like 14 days. It was amazing. And now I'm actually staying with my friends in Ebina. So today's my last day. I'll be heading back to the States tomorrow, but I've been here for about 14 days. Yeah. So it's fun. It's just I don't know do you ever just go into a train and just go to multiple stations and just see different places? Is that a thing?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah. I've also fell asleep and missed my stop about 6 stations ago. So, it's just fun. I wish that in the US we had a very good transit system like here, because it would just make life a lot easier for a lot of people. And I really do see the care that people put into like the walkways. There's no garbage around, the train station, each other. And I think that's one thing that I always do miss when I leave Japan is that, I'm getting in my car, I'm driving over here, but if I could take a train somewhere, I would absolutely do it. We don't have this stuff here. And we do have like in New York, New Jersey, like massive cities, but it's all over the country for you. So we don't have that. But I'm definitely going to miss it here. My goal is to be here again either next year or the year after. My wife is expecting, so I might need to focus on the baby a little bit before I come back. So we'll see. Perfect. What else do you have for me?
Yeah, I'm very nice to catch up, and look forward to maybe when you come next time. And hopefully maybe if you have any clients who are looking for buying property in Tokyo area, uh, we might be able to share the information if that helps.
Absolutely. And definitely will be having the people that are reaching out to me, looking to make that move over here, have an idea of it, be more than happy for you to help them out. So thank you so much for doing this interview with me. And I greatly appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, I want to give a big shout out to Kenji and the team at Plaza Homes in Tokyo, Japan, for their time and perspective on real estate in their market. Real estate may look different depending on where you are in the world, but the impact that it has on people is pretty universal. If you found this conversation helpful, I urge you to explore more episodes of Changing Lives as I talk to more agents, more of my own clients, and more consumers about how real estate impacted their life.